阿弥陀佛，各位尊敬的上师、教授师、法师、讲师、助教，还有各位莲花童子们，大家早安、午安、晚安，大家吉祥。我是来自巴西真谛雷藏寺的莲花翠芳助教，欢迎大家来到真佛网
Good evening, everyone. Welcome to the True Buddha Online University Zoom classroom. Today we are doing a homework review. I'm sure many of you have already submitted your homework. And if you have submitted your homework, please type 888 on the chat box. So it's good to do a revision of what we have learned during the last 2 months. And what we learned during these classes are not only theory, but also practices and also practical. I realize everyone has been very diligent in their diligence homework. It's pretty amazing, and you have maintained diligence and your cultivation. Oh, I've seen many of you have typed 888 in the chat box. I would like to share a little story with everyone here. There was a little monk who wanted to travel and learn. He knows that his faith is insufficient and kept asking him, when are you going to start traveling? And he said, next week. He said, the journey is going to be long, so I need to bring along extra straw shoes. So every day someone gave him a gift of straw shoes. And there were people who also gave him an umbrella. But despite all these gifts, he is still around. So the master asked, you have really received so many straw shoes and umbrellas, so how long are they going to last you for the journey? So what the master was, when the master was asking him all this question, he was reminding him to be diligent. From the story of the little man, it means that external factors are not that will stop us from learning, but it's our determination that will and perseverance that will determine how we will learn. So it is important that we use our heart to learn, and one day you'll find that you'll make a great deal of improvement. So let's work hard together. I've seen many have entered the Zoom classroom. Let's welcome our lecturer, Master LianHe. Welcome, Master LianHe. And welcome, Dharma Instructor, LianHe 讲师. And Guanan Dharma's Dharma Assistant and LianHe Senior Reverend LianHe. We welcome our chairman, Master Chen Zhu, and we welcome all our disciples, of all fellow disciples. We welcome all fellow disciples from all over the world, and all masters, senior reverends to the Zoom classroom. Welcome everyone who's on Zoom. Class is going to start soon. Are you all ready? You can prepare a pen and paper, and while we learn, you can note down the important points or note down the questions you would like to ask later and present them to the masters who will answer them later. Our class will start now, but first let's put some palm together and pay homage to the root lineage gurus, past lineage gurus of true Buddha school, or Buddha's Bodhisattvas in the void, or Vichars, or Buddha's Bodhisattvas, Mahasattvas of the void. Please form the Padma Kumara mudra and recite the mantra. Shen Siddhi Hum. Om Guru Lien 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 Shen Siddhi Hum. Amitabha, the Honorable Chairman, TBF Chairman, Master Lin Shu, Master LianHe, Master LianHe, and all Honorable Masters, Senior Reverends, Dharma Instructor, Dharma Assistant, good morning, good afternoon, good evening. Welcome to another session of our Zoom class. Today's lesson will be on homework review. There will be 4 other. There will be 9 submissions that will be reviewed, and there will be 2 live sharing, and it will be reviewed by Master LianHe. We will also have live interpretation for both English and Indonesia. Today, we are honored to be able to invite the Director of Education, TBF, Master LianHe, to do a review of the homework that students have submitted. Every single lesson since we started, Master LianHe has accompanied us throughout and encourage everyone to be diligent in their practices. And every time our Master Lin says Dharma sharing is always given Dharma joy to everyone. Without further ado, let's invite Master LianHe to do a review of the homework submitted by students. Let's put our hands together to welcome Master LianHe. Amitabha, everyone. Let's put a palm together once again to pay homage to the root lineage guru, the past lineage guru of the true Buddha school, the triple gem of the shrine, all Buddhas, Bodhisattvas, Mahasattvas of the true Buddha lineage 3. May today's session be auspiciously delivered, and may we have joy, good interaction, and work together diligently. Amitabha to all Master, Senior Reverends, Dharma Instructor, Dharma Assistants, and all fellow disciples. Amitabha.
看到这么多熟悉的面孔，真开心。
I've seen so many familiar faces. I'm so happy.
我来给大家点评作业。
Today, I will be doing a review of the homework. I've always wanted to do this.
轮到我点评的时候，刚好
The last time it was turn to do it.
的机票就是定在那一天，正好
I have to fly.
我没那本事。
So I was not able to do the review because there's no Wi-Fi.
放弃了。
So I have to give up the last time. So this round I was able to make it. I'm very happy. And I feel very honored to be able to look at your homework, and I've looked at them very seriously. I have highlighted the salient points. When the students were writing about sharing about the takeaways, I'm also doing my takeaways. I feel that everyone has used their heart and to do their homework. And through your homework, I am able to see the feedback from regarding our True Buddha Online University. I'm very happy to see your feedbacks, and I like the interactions, and have everyone promote the True Buddha education. So if you when I start the review of the homework, if you happen to be online, please turn on the mic and acknowledge. So this will have a sense of interaction. And it also allows everyone to know you. In long term, I think all the students will get to know one another. Let's start right now. I will start with this is the first book that I'm going to share. It's by Cai Anhua. Cai Anhua, are you online? Dharma sister Cai Anhua, are you online? You must be a Dharma sister, Dharma sister or Dharma brother. If you're online, please turn on your mic or send a signal to say that you're online.
不过我这样我看不到屏幕的分享，就是留言区了。
I can't see the chat box.
蔡安华。
上次好，我还没看到他。
OK， 好，没问题。那我们先开始哈。这篇
So let's start now. So Cai Anhua, he wrote about the significance of taking refuge and the method. And he said taking refuge is to rely and have trust on, to rely on the Buddha, Bodhisattvas, to find a real refuge in spiritual refuge. It is to rely on a virtuous teacher, and it's the last sentence about learning method to reach the other shore. So I would like to clarify what she means. So I assume what she meant is to be able to reach the shore, the methods to reach the shore, to reach the other shore. So this sentence about faith is and the second paragraph talk about after you've taken refuge, your karma will not you will not be descend to the three lower realms, or your unwholesome karma will be eliminated and not descend to the 3 lower realms. But it doesn't mean that you will not descend into the lower realms, and your unwholesome karma will be eliminated. So I make some comments. If you have to maintain diligence cultivation, then you can't prevent this descent. So you have to observe the 5 precepts. So diligence cultivation is the key. So we know that after taking refuge, we have 36 virtues, gods who will be protecting us, and we will have the blessing from the Buddha. So taking refuge is just the beginning. And this paragraph is very good. He talked about how she practices the 4 preliminaries daily, and she likes the Bodhicitta verse, which say that lotus, so and so, will from now always take refuge and root guru, the triple gems, to so on and so. She finds that this Bodhicitta verse is extremely touching, and he said making this aspiration is a homework. So I feel the same about this verse. I'm equally touched. So a refuge is, when we talk about refuge, you have to take refuge daily, always taking refuge. So reciting the Bodhicitta vow is a homework for every disciple. So when we take refuge, is it just momentarily, or is it a daily refuge? It is a daily refuge. So every time when we recite the four refuge vow, we are taking refuge over and over again. So next, she talked about the significance of taking refuge. It is learning the spirit of Grandmaster. This is one of the methods. And after you've taken refuge, you have planted the seed of the Buddha and become a Buddha in waiting. So she mentioned about when you have taken the refuge empowerment from Grandmaster, your righteous thoughts has been given the a blessing, the 3 blessings. How can we make this clearer? So basically, she said that your righteous thoughts are being blessed by is being blessed by the Grandmaster. So there are certain parts in her sentences which are not very small or understandable. So maybe you don't deal with Mandarin that often, but I think it's good you have the courage to write in Chinese. So the last part about it's it's difficult to have the human body, and as we cultivate, we should be happy daily and be grateful daily. So this is a question mark on this sentence. What do you mean by protecting the disciple so that they have true faith? So I think what you're trying to say is you want to be a disciple with true faith and not a disciple who's superstitious. I think that's what you meant. A disciple with true faith and not someone who is superstitious. I think what you have aspired to achieve is really good so that you benefit self and others. So in summary, I think you have a very good understanding of taking refuge and you have a takeaway every day. And whenever you have the aspiration to benefit the sentient beings, that's very good. But you may need to improve your Chinese language skills. I like the part where you talk about taking refuge every day and always taking refuge. So this is the first homework that I'm reviewing. The second one that I'm going to review will be Dharma sister Chen Ruilian. Oh, she's online. So they're from Brazil, and behind is Dharma brother, a Dharma brother. She's a professor at the university in Brazil. Let's look at Dharma sister Ruilian's homework. She wrote about the true Buddha mandala offering. So she mentioned that the Grandmaster has transmitted a very extraordinary true Buddha Tantra, and the sadhana is very complete. And just by practicing the prelim part of the sadhana, it has benefited me a lot. And throughout the years, she has been working, she has been contributing, she has been fantastic in her bodhicitta works. When Grandmaster saw her, he said that, oh, she is a very good cultivator. Her writing may be very simple, but they're very sincere and to the point. Just look at the first, and she talked about just the prelim part of the practice I've given her has benefited her a lot. A lot of times, a lot of us feel that the prelim part of the practice is very cumbersome. We should be like Dharma Sister Ruilian. It's able to understand how much effort that Grandmaster has put into the sadhana. Just the prelim section, Lord, you're able to pay homage to all the Buddhas, Bodhisattvas, do your mandala offering. They are all very, very important. So can you see how beneficial it is just by practicing the preliminary part of the sadhana? And she says that this part not only make her feel protected, being blessed, she feels very peaceful and everything is very smooth. So many a times everyone will omit this part and feel that they are troublesome. But for Dharma's sister Lian, she feels that this is really beneficial. That's really good. And she's really someone who is a cultivator, tantric cultivator who deep dive into her learning.
我被加持了，我很安心的出门做事，纵然是在不安全的城市，我没说哪个城市，但是你会事事顺利。你去做很复杂的跟人谈判很重要的事情，你观想了以后，你很安心。
You realize that when you've done all this visualization, things seems to move so much smoother and better. So do not omit the prelim part of your sadhana. I want to give you a big like. It's excellent. So look at the next paragraph. And at the same time, the prelim part of the sadhana also reminded me that the gods are watching even from tree food, and Grandmaster is able to see what I've done. So this is someone only a actual a diligent cultivator will be able to express this. So apart from just visualization, she is able to generate more learnings from this visualization. So you visualize Grandmaster blessing you, sitting atop your crown and blessing you. So and also a reminder that the law of karma. So the most practical in applying the Buddha Dharma is in your daily life. It's simple, but they're very important. I hope everyone can share more of their realization. So when you are visualizing Grandmaster atop a crown, it's more than just that visualization. So you have learned to have the compassionate wisdom of the Buddhas, be a virtuous, be a good person. So when I recite the purification mantra, it also reminded me the importance of a pure body, mind, and speech, and to uphold the precepts. It's not just the external, purifying your external body. Inside you, you should have no delusions. You should not be jealous. You should not get angry. You should not complain. You should not be fighting with people. So these are all very important points. So these are all very concrete. If you meet someone who's better than you, or you meet something that made you really angry, but you kept your cool. And if you meet someone with different views from you, you won't argue about it. And the most important, you don't have any delusions, any distractions. So don't be affected by the 3 poisons and walk the wrong path. So when we are doing the great homage prostration, it's not only about paying homage to the Buddhas and Bodhisattvas, which are all in the void. We also have to visualize our relatives, our friends, people, sentient beings with affinity, and who transform into countless in number, and do the great homage together. So this should also extend, this visualization should also extend to people that you don't like or who have harmed you. And you also shouldn't be proud. You should have, but if you have pride, this is the start of a field cultivation. You shouldn't have this idea that, oh, I'm now a Dharma propagator. I have cultivated how many sessions of a particular sadhana. You should never let this kind of mindset arise. That's the start of field cultivation. So next, we talk about the mandala offering. You have to offer the best you have, and this is to remind yourself to give. So the word give is very important. It represents equanimity, and then with this, then you can enter the path. And last of all, he said, because she followed the sadhanas, when she practiced daily, she was able to apply what she has learned in her daily life. For example, seeing everyone around her as Buddhas, to be able to give, to be able to share, to respect, to treat people with equality. So she will always visualize a grandmaster atop her crown, and she will uphold the precepts, have purify her body, mind, and speech, and let her body live in harmony, in peace, in joy and happiness. So she hoped that she will be reborn in the Maha Twin Lotus Pond. So I like her article. It's very practical. It's very sincere. The words that she used are simple. And her realizations are spot on. So congratulations. I think I hear everyone's clapping, congratulating her as well. I'm sure everyone who has written, we have read your homework. I am definite they would benefit as well. So, yeah. So when you share your realization, the people will also benefit. So I would like to review other homework, but due to time constraint, I'm only able to pick up a few homework to do the review. So please do a homework. We will definitely review and give you our feedback.
每次见到你都聊天，拍着肩膀聊天。他呢是写他的皈依的历程，非常真实的历程。他是在圣保罗大学毕业于台大。
So Dharma Chen Zhongjie, he is staying in São Paulo, Brazil.
巴西圣保罗大学受邀，然后留在那里完成了圣保罗大学的博士。
And he was invited to the university, and he has stayed there since. And he is he talked about 30 years ago how by chance he saw a local newspaper or a Dharma Buddhist article, and he found it very interesting. So in Brazil, which is a Catholic country, it's rare to hear about news on Buddhism. So after that, she met with the chapter representative of the local True Buddha school who loaned him a few books. So he read those books very quickly. So he was a little bit like me in my refuge journey. I took refuge because I read Grandmaster's book. So every time I would borrow 3 books, and I would like finish like 3 books in 2-3 days, because Grandmaster books are really good reads. So it says that Grandmaster's introduction to his amazing journey, after reading the books, he starts to have different perspective to the world. It seems to have opened up the doors to a very amazing world. And he has also written that he's actually opened up a huge, amazing world for him. So the person who loaned him the book also shared with him the simple cultivation method. And many people were touched reading GM's book and took refuge. So this is a very important way to deliver sentient beings. And then he and a few friends have the chance to be in touch with the true Buddha school. They start to discuss, they start to explore, they start to research. So at the beginning, he likes to compare his experience, his initial experience with, he likes to compare using his initial experience with Buddhism and Taoism. So this is quite normal. But Grandmaster books are really something special. So the Dharma that GM taught is able to touch the heart more, and this transcends beyond time and space. So the kind of Dharma taste really transcend beyond time and space. And it doesn't change even after that 2,600 years ago. Why when people read the Bible, they feel so touched, and when they read the Buddha scriptures, they feel so touched? Because they transcend beyond time and space. He said as time passes, slowly they form a little group and slowly learn the true Buddha Tantra. So when you are learning the Buddha Dharma and cultivation, having like-minded people like yourself is very important.
再来呢，下面他写，后来见到师尊去西雅图了啊。
Dharma brother mentioned that later on, when he met Grandmaster in person, he feels the Grandmaster is very friendly and he developed this joy in him. And he said that Grandmaster is exactly like what is described in the books. He is really a teacher whose cultivation level is superior. And for someone who is able to integrate both theory and practical and a real cultivation, a real cultivator who has verified enlightenment, this is exhibited by a real cultivator. So that's how he felt when he met Grandmaster for the first time. From this experience that you have shared, now we know what is meant by integrating both theory and practical. And he mentioned that being able to know the true Buddha Tantra and learning all the peace from Grandmaster, it's his biggest blessing in this lifetime. And the two of them will work hard together and support each other and hope to see their inherent nature as a way to repay GM for his grace. So the text on reviewing the process of taking refuge and cultivation is simple, sincere, fluent, and clear. So readers can feel the uniqueness and excellence of the books by GM, as well as the unity of theory and actual practices for a practitioner. Let's move on to the next homework, next submission. Next one will be by Dharma sister Jiang Tianwei. Are you online? I don't know what country she's from. She wrote about the true Buddha homage prostration.
好的，江天威师姐，谢谢。
So Wang Tianwei is attending class via YouTube. Thank you for your sharing. So we all know that one of the four preliminaries, the true Buddha homage prostration is one of the four preliminaries practices. So we all know that we should perform this 100,000 times. So may I know how many times have you completed the Great Homage Prostration? So if not attained the required numbers, Bond Kohach.
还没有打字上来。
OK， 好。
目前1000 plus。
多少
？1000 plus， 1000加。
1000多啊，1000多。
So at this point of time, Dharma sister Tianwei has done 1000 plus homage prostration. He said the last week he attended the Liang Emperor repentant practice, a Dharma event, and And she also learned the great homage frustration to her. There are different homage frustration. There is the Chinese style. And there's another one that is the full body prostration. So she spoke about her experience and the LianHe repentance practice. He said, all knee, the upper thigh up to the knee, she's feeling a bit sore. And the last 2 days and during the great homage prostration, her arms and legs are a bit sore. And the reason being that you have to use your strength and your arms and your core muscles to complete this prostration. So this is a full body exercise. I don't know if you realize she mentioned that she used the power from her arms and push out the hindrance from the maras. This is a pit. So when you're pushing forward with your arms, you have to visualize that all hindrances, all obstacles are being pushed out. So this is a pit. So that's why she mentioned about using her arms to push out all obstacles and hindrances. So this is a reminder when you do your full body prostration. So when you push, use your arms to push forward, this is to visualize removing all the obstacles and hindrances. So that's really good. And my comment is a very good personal experience. There's improvement in your great homage prostration. I would assume you were doing the full body prostration. She said at this point of time when she does 49 times of the great homage prostration, she will be a little bit breathless. So she hoped that going forward, she'll be able to do 108 times on a daily basis and make improvements in both and also improvements in her body and mind. So this next paragraph, she mentioned about the details when she does a great homage prostration. So how she practiced her qi. She will first inhale a breath, and then she will do the prostration. And when she does the prostration, she will hold on to that breath. And after the prostration, she will exhale. This is actually practicing your qi and also holding your qi. This also helps to eliminate your delusions and calm your mind. So what are the advantages of the great homage prostration is to eliminate your pride. So she also mentioned that she applied this towards the purification of the body, mind, and speech. When you pay homage to the Buddha, it represents purifying your body. When you recite the epithet of the Buddha, it represents purifying your speech. When you pay homage to the countless Buddhas, this represents purifying your mind. So the most important when you're practicing the great homage prostration is to remove your pride and also removal of your attachments and also all obstacles and hindrances. And with this elimination, you attain accomplishment. So this is a very good article, this theory, this practical, that's personal experiences and personal realization.
Okay.
So LianHe wants to confirm as Tianwei, Dharma's sister, is doing the full body prostration, and she's just confirmed via the chat that yes, she is. So we will do a live presentation by Senior Reverend LianHe. Amitabha, everyone. First, let's put a palm together and pay homage to the root and the creation living Buddha Lianshan. Thank you for radiating the light on us. I find that the sharings are fantastic. The Honorable Chairman, Master Chen Chu, Master LianHe, Master LianHe, all masters, Senior Reverends, Dharma instructors, Dharma assistants, and fellow Dharma brothers and sisters. My Garfield cat is just beside me. We're going to do our sharing together. My Garfield cat hope that I will bring joy to everyone. So
这边说这个我来了哈，不用鼓掌，不用献花，低调低调。这个是后台做的哈，不是我做的哈。那我先做点前情提要。这只
face. So this Garfield is a virgin tomcat created by me, and it's actually appeared in many of my articles. He's also a disciple of Master. He's called LianHe Jiafei. So speaking of this day, Jiafei suffered a minor injury, and his front right paw stepped on a shard of glass and shed a few drops of blood. Although the bleeding had stopped, I was taken aback and hurriedly took some medication to treat him. But we are located deep in the mountains and in the mountains, and we can't send him to the animal hospital, and I don't have much money. So I saw Garfield kept looking at staring at the blood on his ground, and he seems to be thinking of something. I said, I've already helped you to sterilize and bandage you. What are you thinking? He said, I'm thinking about my bloodline. You see, oh, I've done some research on it, and I want to tell you, you're a Garfield cat. You belong to the tabby cat bloodline, and your personality are similar to the Persian cats. You're medium in size and short on limbs. You have a calm personality. You are slightly more Persian. You're lively. You're curious. You're playful. You're docile. You're easy to get along with. Quiet, and it's quiet and rarely meows. You don't like to be alone. You're full of emotions and need to be cared by the owner. And furthermore, because you have the predestined relationship with the Buddha, Dharma, and me, I kept you and helped you to take refuge in grandmasters. and supervise you to do your homework every day. I saw Garfield looking at the pattern on his body, looking left and right, and say, "Oh, so I belong to the tabby cat bloodline. No wonder I look like a little tiger. So am I related to the uh, tiger head visual in any way?" And probably right. And suddenly, Garfield, "Oh no, master, you have misled me. I'm not asking about my own bloodline. I'm asking about the true Buddha lineage bloodline. Do you know what are the lineage bloodline of true Buddha school?" I say, Garfield said, "Yes, of course I know. It's Shakyamuni, Amitabha Buddha, Mahayana Bodhisattva, Padmasambhava, and Liva Buddha LianHe. But I still can't figure out what's the difference between the lineage connection, lineage bloodline, and the lineage origins. What's the difference? Could you enlighten me, please, Master?" I said, "It's a good question." So, so it's this it refers to the source, the origin. So that's first the Vajrayana, who emitted light from both eyes, and it became the Lokana Buddha Mother, and the Lokana Buddha Mother's both eyes became the twin lotus, Maha twin lotus pond in the Western paradise. So this is the origin of the true Buddha school. Oh, so the true Buddha origins is like the flow of water. But again, this seems to be identical to the true Buddha bloodline. So let me just explain a little bit more. The meaning of bloodline means the blood connection. That means the transmission from the ancestral, from the past, from the ancestral, the past lineage Buddhas, the blood lineage connection from the past lineage Buddhas. So the first one is Shakyamuni Buddha. So Grandmaster is the Maha Padmakumara of the twin Maha twin lotus pond. So he has descended to the Sahawa, and he has been entrusted by Amitabha to help all living beings, all sentient beings, to return to their original nature. So the second one is Amitabha. Sorry, the third one is Maitreya Bodhisattva, and who sent and Grandmaster went descend to the Sahawa and was
这里也详见幽灵湖之夜。
And was given the red crown by Maitreya Bodhisattva. So during Shakyamuni's time, Maitreya Bodhisattva is also a disciple of Shakyamuni. So this is kind of like a brotherhood bloodline connection. The fourth one would be Padmasambhava. So when the Grandmaster was cultivating, he entered into the Vajra Samadhi and entered into the heart of Padmasambhava. And Padmasambhava brought Grandmaster to Himalayas and flew into a temple. And she also bestowed on Grandmaster a special empowerment. So Grandmaster was in his past was a king. And this king, the Shizong Dezhen Emperor, king, he is also the brother of Padmasambhava. So the bloodline lineage of the True Buddha school is like that of a father and son. So these bloodline connections, like the father transmitting the kung fu to the son, and the source is like and comes from generated from magic. So these two are different. And let me ask you, do you know how many types of lineage transmissions are there? And the True Buddha school, Gafu said, yes, I know there's verbal, there's via terma, and from the void. And let me ask you a question, and let me test you again. If you are sharing this with people who have no Dharma knowledge, how would you describe these three types of lineage transmissions? And I see the example should be relevant and not random. So Jaffe flash stranger and say the first one is oral transmission. For example, in the legend of the Condor heroes, Hong Qigong personally taught Guo Jing the 18 pounds of subduing the dragon in the boat. Swordsman Feng Qingyang personally taught Ling Huzhong the Dugu 9 swords. These are the oral transmission that the master taught his apprentices. The second is terma transmission. For example, the book The Legend of the Condor Heroes, Yang Guo, who lost his arm, learned to use a heavy sword and cultivate a strong internal force in the cave where Dugu Chubai became a first-class master. An example is in the book of Yi Tian Tu Long Ji in the forbidden area of the Zhang Wuji learned the treasure of the great chief of the universe and become the leader of Mingjiao. These martial arts are akin to terma transmission. The third one will be the transmission from the void, which cannot be. What I understand is Master said the master enter into meditation, and in meditation, Padmasambhava taught them secret method. This is the void transmission. After listening, I pat Garfield's head excitedly, say, "Oh, I didn't expect you to use Jin Yong martial arts novels example of explaining the first two lineage transmissions, and the examples are appropriate, wonderful. So Master Senior Reverend LianHe is now singing this verse. I'm sorry, I'm not able to translate this song. So basically, this song is about the three types of lineage transmissions. So Senior Reverend LianHe has put them into a song.
Wow. 大家有没有掌声啊？
Let's applaud.
如雷一般的掌声。LianHe教授，你听到了吗？我觉得听了你的分享哈，真的。
After hearing your sharing,
什么叫才华横溢哈？
now I know how talented you are. Not only is your writing good, not only is your writing interesting and in depth, and you can also sing. You can write and you can sing, and you speak well. Wow.
我觉得那个加菲猫那个小猫特别可爱，它应该。
And I find that the Garfield cat is so cute. He must be the Garfield. He must be the Garfield cat. Must be the cute side inside you, the adorable side inside you.
是吧？活泼有趣，而且呢，其实你把这个分析的非常好，非常。
I think sharing is very good. It's very impressive.
大家看，虽然他是用一个有趣的方式来表达，但其实他今天分析的很深刻。
So he's actually used Senior Reverend LianHe has used an interesting method to present his sharing. I'm sure many people has questions regarding the lineage bloodline of true Buddha school.
猫虎斑猫血统，这里是逗大家笑一下哈，绕个小弯子，然后最后猫头金刚故意跑题，我这里给他标了一个。哎，高手写文章是这样，先故意跑一下题，然后再回正题。
So he's really an expert writer.
是吧？所以他这里，他今天最重要的就写出了。
So the main things that he wants to communicate is the lineage line of true Buddha school and the origins of the true Buddha school.
我相信很多人在看你这篇文章之前，
The lineage origins of the true Buddha school.
我始终搞不清楚传承血脉和传承渊源有什么区别。哎，你用加菲猫的疑问，其实引出了很多人的疑问，然后你的解答非常的专业，形式很有趣。
I think your explanation is very professional.
我很赞叹。你渊源，你先解释的是渊源，渊。
And when you describe about the source, the origins,
渊源的意思，深水的源头，比喻事物的本源，也就是在
it is so appropriate.
人的本源，莲花童子的本源，真佛的本源。
So which is the origins of the true Buddha school and the origins of the Padma-Kumaras.
所以从大日如来、佛眼、佛母、阿弥陀佛、莲花童子，像水一样，一直化现到莲生活佛。这个非常的准确微妙啊，像水一样流到今天。所以呢，什么是渊源？用一句话来讲，就是指人是从哪里来的， 就是渊源。
So to simplify it, the origins is where do we come from?
人从哪里来就是渊源，而法从哪里来呢？就是
And where does Dharma comes from? It's the bloodline connection.
你看，所以传承血脉
The
就是
bloodline,
佛传承下来的
the lineage bloodline.
佛法血统是指法的来源。
So where, in this case, is where the Dharma comes from. The first one was where we come from, and next is where the Dharma come from. So these are the two main questions.
法脉，弥勒菩萨都是法象征的法脉，到莲花生大师传法，这都是法的流传，法脉的传承，一直到我们。所以你的定义非常好。
So I think your definitions are pretty good.
血脉就好像是父亲
So the
而渊源就好像变魔术一样，
bloodline
这个一直变化
is just like
所以
the father transmitting kung fu to the son.
渊源的定义有点搞笑，
And the origins, it's a little bit interesting. It's just like
更准确的呢就是
performing magic.
转世转化。好，所以我帮你总结一下，啊，这个渊源就是人从哪里来，从哪里转世来的。
So the origins means where do humans come from, and the bloodline talks about where does Dharma comes from.
口耳传承、言藏传承、虚空传承的比喻也很好，用笑傲江湖、风清扬、郭靖的比喻。
I like
讲过的比喻，张无忌的
your
比喻
explanations
都非常好，很准确。 我
using
也想了一下，
the.
虚空传承很难比喻，确实不容易。
It's true that the
就是我们现
lineage
在
from the
千万
void is a
不要
little bit to
生生世世
give an
调换。
example.
总之要与仙幻有关的才能比喻这个虚空传承。总之非常好。
So we have maybe have to use some Celestian dramas to explain them.
以对话的
So
方式
my comment is the whole article, the whole
对血脉
article
和
is
渊源的讲解非常清晰
very
地
lively
用
and
非常
interesting.
易懂
It's
这是第二个赞送给你的。第三，以比喻的形式来讲解三种传承，
and using a
形象印象
compositional method to
第三
explain the Buddha Dharma.
所以
And you've
创
clearly
意增加
explained
非
the
常
lineage
精彩。
bloodline
恭喜
and
你
the lineage origins.
果然非
Explain it
常
very
棒
clear,
教授是啊。好，我们看下一篇。
as well as your way of
静静的
explaining the
好像等一
three
下
types of lineage
再跟大家分
transmission.
享，我现在跳下一篇。周
So we
松
move
鹤
on
金
to
根师兄
the
在
next
线上吗？如
one.
果在线上，跟我们大
We
家
move
打
on
个
to the
招呼，
next
有他的
submission
信息。好，周清哥，
by
呼叫啊，
Dharma brother.
翻译了一张是，哦，
It's
那我们应该见过的，我去过
so it's
3个
Dharma
地方。
assistant. It's a submission by Dharma assistant 周
让我们大家
Qinggui,
也看到
Dharma assistant Qinggui from Sanyi Leizangsi from
清
Taiwan.
又清净又富贵，而且是周遍圆满。哎呀，多么好的名字！好，那他写的呢是关于真佛法脉及其传承理念。
So Dharma assistant Qinggui wrote about the Buddha Dharma lineage
古
and
诗人的说开是
transmission.
对真佛密法仪轨不会很陌生，但越是
He
基础
said
的东西，
that
越
when
这句话是
he's not unfamiliar, he's not
所以
familiar
我们
with
写得非常好
the true Buddha
就是这样
Tantra
啊，
Sadhana when reading
看到了
Grandmaster's book, all
很开
Dharma
心
teachings. But
阿弥陀佛
the more fundamental things are, the more easily they are ignored.
没关系，没关系。好，能看到你就很开心了。那你写的非常好啊，
So Master LianHe said that he has written a very good passage. And he mentioned that the more fundamental things are, the more they are easily ignored. So this is a reminder to all disciples. So the more basic things are, the more importance we should place on them. All students should put their palms together and thank Master LianHe for his classes and for sharing with us a lot of classic stories and to let everyone benefit so much from his classes. So Dharma assistant Qingui mentioned that this analogy about the teapot and teacup left a very deep impression on him. He said that to seek the Buddha Dharma, you must first empty our own cup. Then only after that we should seek the Buddha Dharma. So Master LianHe has asked, did we empty our teacup? Do we empty ourselves before we ask grandmasters for his empowerments? Because only after you have emptied your cup, then you are able to you're able to receive more teachings. But if you have pride and it's self-cherishing, you might be critical of others' teachings and teachings because you look down on people. You are not able to see the uniqueness in someone's words. So, Dharma Qingui, I think you wrote a very good article. So it's important that we empty oneself. That's very important. Only once we are empty, then we're able to receive. So the teapot symbolizes your guru. If your cup is higher than the teapot, how is the water from the teapot going to, how can we pour the water from the teapot into the cup? Yeah, this would mean that you think that you're better than your guru. So Grandmaster has recently written about having your root guru atop your crown. And that should be his Dhammakaya body when you do the visualization of your root guru atop your crown. You should visualize his Dhammakaya body. Has everyone read this article? So how do you visualize Grandmaster atop your crown? What kind of image, a saint, an accomplished practitioner, or Sambhogakaya body or Namanakaya body? No, it should be the Sambhogakaya, sorry, the Dhammakaya body atop your crown. So the significance is different. Though that symbolizes the universe. Thank you for your feedback. about our class, about liking the Q&A game, the Q&A game. So thank you for your feedback on this session. And also Dharma Tantric likes the recap that we do before the start of each new lesson. Thank you for affirmation towards the education team. And he also likes the duration of the class. It's only 1 hour, not too long and not too short, and is rewarding to everyone. So I would like to thank everyone from the education team on their behalf for your feedback. So I think my comment is it's good to tell everyone about the importance of having the fundamentals, of knowing the fundamentals. And it's good that you stress on the importance of removing one's self-cherishing attachment and pride. And thank you very much on your feedback, read the game session, review session, and sketch. Okay.
好，哦，这里还有一篇哈，好，这篇呢是赵红云，请问赵红云师姐在吗？应该是师姐吧。如果在线上跟大家打个招呼。好，那他写的心得呢是真佛密法入门，他是这样写的。要如何认出
So this submission is so this article is by Dharma sister Hong Yun. She wrote about the sequence to the true Buddha Tantra. So she talked about how do you recognize a true master who has achieved accomplishment. So there's actually 10 signs. There's manifestation of perfect form, a second rainbow light accomplishment, and opening at the Brahma aperture, public disclosure of paths, so on and so on. And she mentioned about and for number 10, and master who has achieved, a guru who has achieved accomplishment will also be unperturbed by the 8 worldly dharmas. And here it mentioned about a type of samadhi, which is known as the Varachana, Naga Samadhi. Sorry, or rather it should be the Naga's grand samadhi in the ocean of Varachana. It means, it refers, this samadhi refers to the walking, standing, sitting, reclining of a Buddha when not in samadhi, which is called Naga Great Samadhi. So do you find the answer online? So if you have queries regarding something, you should go online and look for the answer immediately. Don't put off, otherwise you will forget. So now we are not only learning our theory, we need to understand how to apply this theory. What are the methods to apply this theory? And apart from going online to check the answers, you should also do comparisons.
很深的水里、海底沉浸在那里的状态，但这不是完整。我希望大家还能查到另外一个含义，也就是你上网搜的时候，不只要看1个、2个，再往下。
So when you go online, only check for 1 or 2 answers. You should also try to find if answers
百
what
科
you're looking
还有
for.
百度上都是老松的这个，就是龙在深渊里、深水里的状态。但是那迦大定其实有一个更清晰的解释。
So the Nagas grand samadhi in the ocean of Vajrayana, you will be able to find online a very detailed article of what this samadhi is about. So let me share the answer. It basically refers to the walking seat reclining Buddha when in samadhi. So this is the Naga great samadhi. You have to know what this is all about because it's the accomplishments of Grandmaster. So you see when Grandmaster is doing a Dharma teaching, he's like in samadhi even.
但是假使业障深重，师父视线在眼前，也无法辨认出来。
So to practice this and proves the cultivator needs to have wisdom. But you have heavy karma, even Guru is in front of you, you are not be able to recognize it. And Dharma brother has written a very
就是除了得到他的恭敬他
say that
之外，就是要每日实修。
Grandmaster
而且在每日修法每一堂法中，你都得到他的
apart from receiving the authentic empowerments, lineage empowerments, we have to practice, do actual practices daily to receive the lineage transmissions from the void.
这里你写遥观为大能者的大方便，这句话写的非常。
And to able to do remote empowerments, the person must be must have achieved must have attained great accomplishment. So there are some things I'm not quite sure. I put a question mark there. This is my comment, my comments regarding. So what has given a complete description of the accomplishment of Grandmasters, and he knows the way to repay the Buddha, and he so
这是你这篇的闪光之处。好，谢谢。
Thank you very much.
好，那接下来我们听阮建清师兄的分享吧。建清师兄，请开麦。
阿弥陀佛，请问能听得
We
到？
will now invite
好，首先顶礼根本传承上师人生活佛，
my brother to
各位上师、教授师、法师，我们大家阿弥陀佛。
Senior Reverends,
今天
Dharma Instructor, Dharma Assistant, or Dharma Brothers
第一
and
章第一
Sisters.
节就是上课后的感悟。我首先要感恩，就是真佛宗网络大学的免费教学了。感恩
So I
仁义
just
上
want
师
to
进
share about
在第一节的授课，仁义上师的分享，让弟子再一次聆听
this
到
hang
了
on just for a while for the
行得
slide. I
成就
can't
的诸
see
多，
the slide.
看到师尊是一位实修实证的大成就者。在不知不觉间，弟子跟随真佛宗网络大学的学习，已经踏入了第3年。在第1年，弟子学习了佛学的基本理论；第2年，弟子学习了解了根本传承上师莲生活佛的成长、学佛、修行、证的诸道成就的过程，师尊慈悲度众生的感人心脾的事迹。弟子自从听闻师尊的名字开始，关注师尊、皈依师尊、修师尊所传的法。20多年过去了，所看到的、了解到的师尊，是一位实实在在承担如来的事业、精进修行、广度无量众生的真正的真佛行者。弟子今生能寻觅到师尊、皈依师尊，是弟子的福分，弟子十分的珍惜。今年的学习，从课程的名称“真佛密法”就说明，这将是引导弟子更深入的学习、实践佛学佛法的一门功课。弟子既是期待，也是满满的感恩。感恩师尊慈悲演化佛法，引导出无量的优秀的上师弘法人员，让愚痴的弟子也能在修行中学习，不断增长智慧，去掉我执。为了配合学习，教育处要求同学们每天都需要做实修的功课，要求阅读师尊的文集。除了在理论上学习佛法，还要去实践佛法，这就是今年课程的一大特色。对于每日的功课，教育处展示出了各种不同的方案，让大家选择合适自己的方案去修行的学习。弟子是选择了思想，是制定功课，有诵经、持咒、修法、练气、禅定、运动、学习。对于诵经和持咒，高王经、真佛经、药师金母普度寿愿定慧解脱真经、莲花童子心咒、大悲咒、佛顶尊胜陀罗尼咒的禅咒，是弟子每天的功课，已经持诵了20多年，习以为常了。在运动方面，弟子继续会选择做全身投地的大礼拜，并且在早晚都做3到5分钟的倒立。在这倒立的过程中，观想传承加持，默念高王经或真佛经，让时间不空过。弟子觉得倒立能迅速消除疲劳，预防脑疫病。倒立练习，弟子已经坚持了做了30多年。晚上做完倒立后，在观修眠观法中进入睡眠。800万遍的莲花童子心咒也是弟子的必修功课。弟子现在已经完成了400万遍，正在继续努力持咒，愿早日完成，为将来能顺利完成摩诃三年期进度而增加资粮。禅定是弟子最薄弱的项目，而一切的佛法都是为三摩地而准备，所以弟子必须用时间来专门练习。对于学习师尊文集，弟子以前是有空才阅读，或者在有烦恼时会阅读，现在则是规定每天必须阅读和学习。真的是感恩教育处给出的功课，让弟子能常常想佛念佛。还有就是在工作中，弟子习惯了先观想师尊注顶传承加持，然后才开始一天的开巴士的工作。关于修法，作为师尊的弟子，每日一修是弟子基本的功课和本分。 现在再增加到早晚各修一堂法，比以前更加用心了。弟子早年皈依师尊时，因为有病的干扰，气脉阻塞不通，修法是腰酸腿痛，不能盘坐，难以禅定。而按照弟子对修法的理解，明白修法是为了修心调心，因此弟子在修法中增加了大礼拜，增加修保平气闭气的练习，以打通气脉的淤塞。弟子的方法是在修法前站立吸满气后，闭着气，连续做10次的全身投地大礼拜，完了然后才换气。这样的大礼拜，特别是最后的那一拜，感觉气灌满全身，这全凭要信念的支持。弟子在修法中加修了保平气练气，就是吸满气后再纳气400余口气，闭气，让气灌满全身，然后才呼出气，然后再做一次5分钟的保平气闭气练习，然后再做大礼拜。这些都需要十分的专注，一定要一心祈请师尊加持，与师尊合一，才能顺利完成。弟子每次的修法都是在考验自己的意志，这样的修法已经持续了20多年。弟子今年已经达65岁了，虽然体能在退化中，弟子也知道无参与到就再也做不了了，所以弟子每天的修法和练习都可能是最后的一次，弟子是十分的珍惜。弟子修行的方法是因病而为，最后也会转成空，所以是活一天，修行一天，感恩一天。最后弟子祈愿能继续与大家捆绑在一起，跟随师尊精进修行，在学佛道上更加深入，安住在光明佛法光明中，同灭烦恼，同证菩提。Om Guru Lansan City Home。弟子的分享到这里，谢谢大家的聆听，阿弥陀佛。
谢谢建清师兄，非常棒的分享，尤其是你的练气真的是令人赞叹。我说到的和你的稍微有些不同，不过基本上是一致的我觉得你的，首先感谢你3年一直都连续的恒持的学习是非常优秀的、非常珍贵的弟子非常感谢你的学习陪伴。那么你说为了配合学习，教育处要求同学们每天要做实修的功课，要阅读师尊的文集，除了在理论上学习，还要实践佛法，这是今年课程的一大特色。没错，真的是我们在不断的想怎么改善，怎么提升，就被你写出来了真的是这样，我们在不断努力。如果大家有什么建议，随时跟我们说我们会不断进步的。那么你的制定功课非常的完整，非常的完整诵经、持咒、修法、练气、禅定、运动、学习、工作，都把修行融入了整个生活，非常好。尤其是你的练气，一口气闭气能做10个大礼拜，天哪！你应该去这个迪士尼的那个什么世界之最那个。
其实我的记录是14次大礼拜，闭气做14次，但是就不可以再增加了，再增加就要灵魂出窍就走掉了。
哇！
我的记录是但是是我知道是不可以，现在慢慢降下来的，真的是。所以活一天是修行一天，感恩一天，真的是。
真的
自己的一切成就都全是师尊的加持啊，是没有师尊就没有自己的，真的是很感恩的。
真的很棒，非常的赞叹师兄的练气，可以闭气那么久，保平气5分钟，然后他吸满气以后可以纳气150口，就他不断的纳气、咽气、咽口水，这样，哇，能做150、400次，真的非常令人赞叹，加油哈！那你的这个禅定，我想问你，除了修法，然后打坐30分钟、20分钟，你是用什么方式禅定呢？
我的禅定是现在是听着联合上师的教学来，现在慢慢在学，就是在观自己的空，然后呢再观想融入在虚空中的佛菩萨，然后呢我就是自己就尽量是不想，要么就是观想光明灌注自己的全身，要么就观想虚空中的佛菩萨在虚空中，这样就放空自己，就是尽量的。然后呢，按照呼吸，每一呼每一吸都是在吸收宇宙的能量，这样的观想。
好，知道了，知道了。
但是现在已经可以是30分，很轻松的30分钟了。以前是5分钟都不行，现在是很轻松的30分钟了。是很感恩联合上师这样的教导，我是进步是很快，我觉得是在禅定方面。
恭喜你，恭喜你有这么大的进步，太好了，
满满的感恩，真的是。
那么，听你刚才讲你禅定的方式哈，我有一个建议给你哈，先练习一种定的方式，也就是先练习定在一点，然后熟悉了、熟练了、有觉受了、稳定了，再练习另外一点。因为你说你从今年开始哈，开始练习禅定。
Master LianHe is giving some tips on practicing meditation. So after you have merged with Grandmaster, you visualize the home level radiating light. When this has stabilized to the stage, that means where you're single-mindedly on this, focus on this. So you focus on single-mindedness first, focus on the syllable first, then you can focus on being in the void. I'm sure we'll succeed. You have to make a lot of improvement from a 5 minutes meditation to a 30 minutes meditation.
很感恩，是很轻松的40分钟，以前是5分钟就不行了。
So he has been able to sit in the lotus position for easily 40 minutes. Congratulations for finding a meditation method that works for you. So I listened to the replay of Master LianHe's classes and learn from there. So I benefited a lot. I'm so grateful.
无常一到再也做不了了，你还年轻哈，我们巴西汤师兄90岁了，每天做250个大礼拜啊，你的目标还远着呢哈。最后给你的点评是，坚持3年连续学习。
So the review, this Dharma brother has been diligently continuing his learning for the past 3 years. He has improved, so that's very good. And the way he planned his homework, it's very complete and very comprehensive. And the way he practices Qi is standard extremely high. So that's really good. So we have a last submission to go through, which is that of
上师，我在线上，谢谢你。
哇，彩虹宗教师。
This is a submission by dear Cai Hong. and you're the last one on the list. I'd like to read your submission. And in Grandmaster book, we can always see your articles in them. You spoke about the life of a human is a temporary, and so is the world. So when you understand this, you will let go of a lot of problems and afflictions. So maybe that's why you don't seem to have any problems at all. You're able to let go. So she also spoke about the bottle to bottle transmission, where the water from one bottle will be transferred to the bottle without water. So when you mentioned about the transferring of the water from one bottle to the empty bottle, this it refers to the transmission from our guru. And you also spoke about the true Buddha school, lineage, bloodline, and the originals. And when I heard that, I feel deeply that this is really, I'm really truly lucky this lifetime. And what I always see from your submissions and your articles is that you always express luckiness. You express a mindset of gratitude. This allows you to connect with grandmasters and also the Buddhas and Bodhisattvas. It also your mindset, or your good mindset, also always give you a calm heart and mind. So we must always remember to know the source of the water that you, the origins of the water that you drink from, which means we have to be grateful. We all know that Grandmasters has indicated that he has so she mentioned that a few days back she's read about how Grandmaster has said in Dharma teachings expressed that he has not been feeling well for the past 3 weeks. So as a true Buddha disciple, I feel very, I feel for him, I feel very sad.
一定会觉得心痛。如果你没有心痛，没有感觉，那么你对师父的感恩之心也是空谈。所以
So if you don't feel that, you don't feel this pain and you don't feel this sadness, that means your gratitude towards your guru is empty also.
好，对全文的点评。
So my review of this submission. So his experience is full of emotions, and emotion is a heart of a bodhisattva. Our heart cannot be like ice. And the more we practice, we should have more feelings. Thankful to the lecturers and grateful to a root lineage guru. And the reason why DA Tai Hong has spiritual response, has a spiritual response with a Grandmaster is because of deep emotion feelings towards a very, very deep feeling towards our root and lineage guru. And she has an article about inviting Grandmaster to watch the football match. And this can be found in, this is our review for the submission. Thank you, Master LianHe, for your review and comments. Pure gratitude is so important. So it's very And thank you to all students who shared their passages today. I hope everyone has learned a lot and benefited from this review. Same learning, but they may be different perspectives from everyone. So everyone have a different perspective and different learnings. And if you benefited, please type 288 in the chat box. Our class has reached the end. We'd like to thank our root and lineage guru for their blessings, for allowing the class to be delivered smoothly and auspiciously. Thank you to the 9 students who shared their submissions, and thank you to all the translators. And thank you for and thank you to everyone in the education team, both. Thank you, Alex. Zoom, and thank you everyone who's on Zoom and YouTube. Or Padma Kumarans, thank you for accompanying us for this class. Let us learn from one another. We thank you again, everyone. And next week, Master LianHe will continue to teach the true Buddha Tantra, and he will be covering the 4th refuge. Don't miss the class next week. Let's invite Master LianHe to say goodbye to everyone. I'm sorry to have delayed everyone. Today it's a bit long. I didn't expect you to have 9 submissions for review. When I read your sharing, I am very touched. Goodbye, everyone.
Li Qing, Xiu Qing, Wei Hua, Cai Hong, Zhi Yu, Guang Fu, Li Chan, Yu Xiang等等，谢谢每一位，看不到了哈，谢谢每一位的。
Thank you, everyone. The Grand Masters, Reverends, Dharma Instructors, Dharma Assistants, fellow Dharma Assistants and brother. Goodbye, everyone. See you next week.
谢谢大家，
上师辛苦了，大家辛苦了。
谢谢上师辛苦了，谢谢，再见，感恩，谢谢。
谢谢上师。
大家，阿弥陀佛。